Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space. And as always, I hope that you enjoy. Story number 1. Human Adaptability, written by Average Cake Enjoyer. Let me ask you a question, my boy. Who do you think reigns supreme in close quarters combat? Not rifle range combat, but down and dirty close quarters combat. Do you think it's the warriors of the Trillic hive mind? They've got dangerously sharp claws, you know, and their legs are built for speed. You should see one sprint. It'll close 100 standard meters in a blink of an eye. Or maybe you think it's the Relian juggernauts. The juggernauts' thick hide and tough chitin made them all but immune to the slashes and blows of even the finest of steels, and their muscles strong enough to fold all but the stoutest races in half. Perhaps your mind wanders to the Krava biotroops, whose venomous fangs are capable of dispatching any sapient in quick order. Their caustic spit acidic enough to turn even plasteel into a puddle, given enough time.
It's gotta be the Relians, right, Papa?
Allow me to tell you a secret. It is none of them. You didn't expect to hear that, did you? I can see it in your face. The troops of these three are the most decorated species on the side of the galaxy, aren't the best at close quarters combat. At least one of them would be better than the others, right? Wrong. Take a look at what I said and try to see what they all have in common. Are you thinking back yet? I'll give you a moment. Done yet? What's the answer?
I'm not sure, Papa.
That's to be expected. You're used to being strong, aren't you? Very little on our planet could possibly hurt you. That's what we get for evolving into apex predators. And those warriors I just talking about are an extension of the same. They're just the apex predators of apex predators. This ties into my point. They've evolved to be the most dangerous of creatures. True Deathworlders in all definitions of the word. All share the same traits, strength, resilience, and more adequate natural protections. They don't rely on anything but the most Spartan of clothing, because they don't need it. And yet, they can all be beaten and thrown aside like the hatchlings of the Cree bird by a little-known species called humans.
The humans? Didn't they just recently get admitted into the Alliance?
The very same, my boy.
Aren't they weak? They look like they just came out of the garden world. How could they beat anyone?
There's more to them than meets the eye. You are right, though. They are weak. Their skin is nothing compared to our hide and fur. You could probably cut right through it with your claws without even trying. And they've got no claws, nor nails. Their teeth aren't sharp for bite, and they have got no acid spit or venom to speak of. They're totally and utterly defenseless. And you know what they had to deal with on their planet. It's no guarded world, let me tell you that. They had to survive with animals on their planet on par with the ones on ours. Well, that might not seem like much. Do remember that the smallest of us is at least a head taller than the largest of them.
If they had to deal with the animals like ours, how could they ever beat the others?
They're better at close combat because of that very reason. They weren't ever apex predators on their planet. Many of the dirt-side animals could very easily kill a human, and the same goes for the water dwellers. How do you suppose they overcame this? They used their heads. Without the claws of the Trillic, they fashioned their own. Their artificial blades made from bone and metal cutting just as well as any natural claw. Without the hard hides and chitin of the Relians, they made their own armor from the animals they killed. Lacking the range of the Krovan's spit, they found their own way to kill from a distance, from simple thrown spears to bows, primitive firearms, all leading up to where they are now. Know that their greatest weapon isn't their fearsome claws, nor their impossibly tough exterior. No, their greatest weapon, arguably the strongest one of all, their ability to adapt and be creative. Their will to be flexible. They aren't bound by foolish honor to adhere to the innate evolved advantages, nor are they shackled by their stubbornness. Their weakness is their strength. From what they lack, they grow stronger. They'll take everything that makes you strong, everything your species held proud about themselves. They'll take it, turn it around, and make it better than you could ever dream of.
Surely they still wouldn't win against them, though, right? It just doesn't make sense. You can't kill a Radiant with just a claw and tooth alone.
You still don't get it, do you? They don't only have tooth and claw. They've developed weapons we've never bothered pursuing, thinking them nothing but mere trinkets. The ancient musket of our forefathers used, abandoned by the wayside in favor of our speed and strength. They've taken it and made it better than we could have ever imagined. Their legendary beasts we pride ourselves in training. Their capability for flight and endurance we so seek, so that we may travel leagues without tiring. They've made flying carriages of metal to do the same, not requiring rest or food ours do. Dare I say, they'd be stronger than every species in the Alliance if you give them enough time. We may sit on our thrones of power, sharpening our claws and baring our teeth, but as we do, the humans slowly inch their way towards us, honing with wit and closing the distance until we ourselves look at their backs as they advance without us. So treat them well, as you would a packmate, as you would me. Remember what I've told you. For true strength lies in knowledge. Learn from them so that you may grow stronger. Perhaps you might even change the world as we know it.
Papa?
You don't take me too seriously. I'm just an old fool after all.
No. You're right, Papa. I'll make you proud to be my father.
That's a good boy. I'm sure you'll make me proud. An excerpt from the autobiography of Emperor Rochelle, the very same emperor to lead the Vrakian Empire into the Second Golden Age. End of story. Story number 2. Hugs, written by Sinchi Dev. Officer Log 420690202. Today, the human arrived at Citadel. Quite the hassle for the Citadel security, but uneventful. Officer Log 420690203. Today, the human delegation reunited with the primate troops. No incidents. One observation, though. The humans put their arms around the other primates when ungreeting. Not sure what that means. Officer Log 420690204. Today, the humans reunited with the K9 pack. No incidents, but again, the ungreeting. This time it took longer than the previous one. The K9 seemed to like it. The tails moved incredibly fast. Officer Log 420690205. Today the humans visited the avian flock. Uneventful, that weird ungreeting again. Officer Log 420690206. Today was the feline Clouder's turn, and to be visited by the humans. Incident. The felines were very vocal about the dislike of the humans' weird ungreeting. When we were about to interfere and separate them, the felines were ever more vocal about us and refused our help. I don't understand. Did they like it? Did they hate it? They did the ungreeting for longer than the canines. Officer Log 420690207. Utter chaos. chaos. We'll update later. Officer log 420690208. Utter chaos screams in the Citadel. Officer log 420690209. Damn. The humans and their weird ungreetings. The humans thought that it was a good idea to teach their ungreeting to the insectoids. Sure, the insectoids liked it. As a matter of fact, they liked it so much they decided they should be shared with everyone. Thousands of insectoids extended their arms to unsuspecting citizens while having their maws open with excitement. Needless to say, the citizens weren't thrilled about it. Officers log 420690212. The human delegation is confined to its side of the diplomatic buildings. I've asked some people. Their weird ungreeting is called a hug. Apparently, it's quite popular on their planet, and it is warm. To be honest, I don't care. I've never having one of those. I spent half the cycle avoiding the insectoids' hugs. Not having one. I don't even like warm things. I'm still shaken about the incident. Officer log 420690215. The human delegation is visiting my race next. I'm scared. We are the Salamanders Congress. I'll try to escape right before the end. I can't escape. The Salamander Envoy has asked me directly to participate in the ungreeting right now. In the restroom, wondering if I can fit through the pipes. Update. I can't fit through the pipes. They have security measures that prevents attackers from getting in. Obviously, those prevent me from getting out too. I'm dreading it. But I have to do it. Here I go. We'll update later. So, this is new. It was indeed warm. Not like the warm, like temperature warm, but in like, inside warm. When I was hugged, the shaken feeling left my body, and I felt immediately safe. I was angry at the insectoids before, but after having one, I get it. This should be shared with everyone. Officer log 420690325. The hugs are now a thing to be expected everywhere in the Citadel, not only to ungreet, but also as a greeting. Humans are the best at it, obviously. Poor humans, they can barely walk one block without someone asking for hugs. They don't seem to mind it, though. As an even better outcome, bites and other conflicts have almost dropped to zero on the Citadel. And some races that refuse to talk to each other have begun to interact regularly. Canines and felines, who were constantly at edge of war, now hug regularly. Though, felines would explain it to everyone willing to listen and, unwilling too, that they only do it because it was a condition imposed by the humans within their negotiations. I've never seen a feline actively avoid a canine, though. As a matter of fact, they seek them out on the street and greet them cheerfully. But don't go around saying that, lest you'll find a paw in your mouth silencing you, or a claw in your butt. End of story. The algorithm reckons you should be watching this video next, and I recommend that you should be always watching my video. So, click with energy! And yes, clicking that does help the channel. Thank you very much. I just want to give a quick thanks to the Tier 5 patrons and channel members. Alithia, Barky, Fudic Yol, Cam Maxwell, Casper Onholtz, White Van 420, Lord Asrakal, Arcalian, and Oakfield.